Once upon a time, there was an old man named Otto. He went to a store to buy some ropes. While trying to cut them, a worker offered help, but Otto said no thanks. At the cashier, there was a problem with the price, and Otto argued with them. Later, Otto got ready for the day in an organized way. He left home, took care of the trash, and went for a walk. Someone named Jimmy passed by, calling him Otto. Otto didn't like it and generally disliked everything around him. Otto worked in a factory, and that day was his retirement party. Everyone was excited, but Otto wasn't thrilled, especially when he saw his subordinate become his supervisor. Otto, being Otto, didn't hide his feelings. During the cake-cutting ceremony, Otto left the party and went back home. He cancelled his phone, cleaned his room, and put on a suit. In his room, Otto set up something unusual involving a rope. It seemed like Otto wanted to end his life. However, just as he was about to proceed, he noticed a new neighbors moving in. Otto couldn't resist going out to argue with them about parking. Despite his grumpiness, Otto ended up helping them park and even learned the names of their kids, Runa and Abby. Otto tried to continue with his plan, but the new neighbors, Marisol and Tommy, came to introduce themselves. Marisol offered him some homemade food, but Otto was still grumpy. However, after trying the delicious Mexican dish, Otto, unfortunately, went back to his earlier decision. He went back to his room and attempted to end his life. As he choked, the rope snapped and Otto fell. But instead of changing his mind, he tore up an ad for flowers that he saw in the newspaper. Later, Otto goes to visit his wife Sonia's grave with the flowers he bought. He talks to her and says he misses her a lot. That night, he dreams of Sonia being with him. In his dream, he remembers when he was younger and couldn't join the military because of his health. On his way home, he saw a girl drop her book at the train station. Otto decided to pick up the book and return it to her. He found her on the train and learned her name was Sonia. They chatted, but Otto was on the wrong train. Sonia helped him with the change for the ticket, and they started talking. Otto still carries a quarter Sonia gave him for luck. Present-day Otto wakes up with that quarter. He leaves a thank-you note and lunch at Marisol's place. During his morning walk, Jimmy invites him for lunch upon learning Otto is retired. When Otto returns home, he notices the cat again, tells it to go away and fixes a hole in the ceiling. Later, the neighbors visit. Tommy returns the wrench, and Marisol gives Otto another dish. Tommy asks for a ladder to fix a window, and they meet Anita, who needs Otto's help with her radiator. Otto initially refuses, but Marisol persuades him to help. Otto tells them to take the ladder and leave. Otto is surprised to find the cat under his car and tries to make it leave. He goes to Anita's place and offers help with her radiator in exchange for the borrowed hose. He works on it and talks to Ruben, Anita's husband. Later, Jimmy visits, and Otto leaves after learning Chris plans to sell their home and send Anita to a retirement home. Otto shouts that Chris is an idiot. He realizes he left Marisol's dish in the garage and leaves after eating. Otto turns on the radio and reminisces about Sonia. Meanwhile, he's attempting something harmful in his car, remembering a past dinner with Sonia. Marisol interrupts him, saying Tommy fell off a ladder. Otto takes her to the hospital, and he ends up looking after Runa and Abby. He reads them a story, but a clown arrives. Otto gives the clown the quarter from Sonia, and Marisol finds Otto with the police. He explains the clown's tricks and how he got another coin. One day, he disagreed with someone for over a quarter. Otto took the coins back home. The next day, while Otto was shoveling snow, Marisol got worried when she saw a cat almost dead in the snow. She called Otto for help, being pregnant. Otto refused, but Jimmy walked by and offered to help the cat. So Marisol and Jimmy brought the cat to Otto's place. While leaving, they learned about Sonia from Jimmy. Let's go back to when Otto graduated. On that special day, Otto asked Sonia to marry him. Now back to the present, Otto headed to the train station with a dark plan. However, an old man fell on the tracks beside him. Since everyone was filming and no one helped, Otto jumped in to save the guy. He shouted for others to help, but they didn't. and a guy on the platform had to help Otto get back up. Otto left the station disappointed and lost in thought inside his car in front of his garage. At that moment, Marisol surprised Otto with a picture Abby drew and asked Otto to be her driving instructor. Otto refused, and Jimmy dropped by with the cat inside a box. He mentioned being allergic to cats. Marisol offered to help Jimmy, and they left the cat with Otto. Otto somehow accepted his fate and ordered the cat to get in the box, taking it along to Sonia's grave. He informed Sonia that he was taking care of the cat and promised to join her after deciding what to do with it. The next morning, he woke up to find the cat sleeping beside him. Going outside, Otto argued with the paper boy, who turned out to be a student of his late wife. Feeling bad for yelling, Otto introduced himself to the kid, Malcolm. As Malcolm left, Otto saw Marisol driving under Andy's instruction from the neighborhood. He felt like she wasn't taught correctly, so sometime later, Otto visited Marisol and offered to teach her to drive. She seemed nervous driving Otto's car. Otto insisted on her braking, and after the signal turned green, Marisol became nervous and ended up holding the line. Soon the guy behind started honking, and Otto went out to warn him. He came back to pep talk Marisol, and she managed to drive perfectly. But soon she faced her next challenge of parallel parking. With Otto's guidance, she learned that too. Otto treated her to his favorite bakery and bought her a similar one. She found it delicious and asked him how he found such a place. Otto told her that Sonia found this place, and they used to come here often. Marisol wanted to learn more about Sonia, jumping into the past again, this time when Sonia and Otto moved into the neighborhood. Sonia and Anita became friends, and so did Otto and Ruben. But soon, Otto broke up with Ruben because of their different taste in cars. Otto told Marisol that Anita's and Ruben's son, Chris, left for Japan 10 years ago and has never come back since. Marisol then asked if Otto and Sonia ever talked about having children. Otto avoided talking about it and decided to leave. When they came back, Marisol asked Otto to babysit Runa and Abby since she and Tommy were going out for dinner. When Tommy and Marisol returned, they found Runa sitting with Otto and Abby. Otto even patted himself on the back. The next morning, he helped Malcolm with his bicycle. At this time, Sherry Kenzie, a social media journalist, came looking for Otto. She introduced herself and mentioned that what he did at the train station was nice. Otto learned that more than 1 million people had seen his video. He locked Sherry inside the garage when he saw Marisol coming. After Sherry left, Marisol came and offered to help clear his home with Sonia's things. Otto didn't like that and yelled at Marisol. Now, a guy who happened to be a realtor Otto knew came driving, and Otto argued with him. However, the man started talking about Sonia. The story continues with Otto's life and his interactions with those around him. Otto struggles to breathe and goes home, locking himself in. Marisol, worried, tries to help, but Otto locks her out. He grabs a gun, reminiscing about Sonia. Otto prepares a room, covers it with plastic, and plays the radio for the cat. Sitting in the room, he recalls a memory of a tragic bus accident with Sonia. As Otto contemplates ending his life, he hears Sonia's voice, pauses, and accidentally shoots his ceiling. Malcolm seeks shelter for the night, and Otto, the next morning, finds Malcolm cooking and caring for the cat. Later, Otto, Malcolm, and Jimmy take a walk. Jimmy reveals that Anita and Ruben are leaving due to a deal made by their son, Chris. Otto rushes to help Anita, apologizing to Ruben and confronting the realtors. Otto asks Marisol for help, revealing Sonia's tragic past. He explains their plan to join each other, but Sonia wants him to live. The realtors arrive, Shari questions them, and Otto collapses. Marisol laughs at the hospital, going into labor herself. Days later, baby Marco is welcomed into the family. Otto cares for the cat, introduces the family to Sonia, and moves on. 3 years later, Otto passes away. Marisol discovers a letter, and Otto's funeral is covered by Shari. Jimmy and Malcolm continue the daily walks, and Otto leaves his bank account to Marisol for the kids, his house, and a request not to sell it to the realtors. And finally, he writes that only she can ride his truck.